video lecture is a wrap-up video on our unit in Johann Sebastian Bach and the Baroque era. And what I'd like to do in this video is not only summarize what we've been talking about in this unit, but also explore why Bach is considered such a great composer. Why is he somebody you'd probably heard of before taking this class? Why do we spend a whole unit on his music? What about his music is somehow better, somehow more important than other composers? So I'll give you a few ideas about this. The first one is this. Some composers are really good at the technical elements of writing music. They're very good, with structure. They're very good at manipulating, the melodies and the harmonies and kind of following the rules of music. And others are really good at being expressive, really good at being emotional, and maybe not so into the rules, but just kind of like heart on their sleeves. And Bach has both elements in his music. He's got this incredible structure, this incredible technical proficiency, and he uses that to write music that is incredibly expressive and emotional and appealing. And so the fact that he's got this technical mastery and that he uses it to write this very expressive music, I think is one of the reasons that makes him so superior to other composers. He also has elements of his music really from all of the time periods that really gives his music this timeless quality. And I think there's elements of all music in his such that you could listen to his music and then listen to something else and it would kind of make sense because he's got elements of it in his music. This may not be something that you'll appreciate as much until we learn about other time periods, since you only know about the Baroque era so far. But the next one is the classical period, and Bach has elements of the classical period in his music, for sure. The time period after that is the Romantic era, and there are definitely elements of the Romantic era in his music. And then even stretching to the modern era in the 21st century, Bach definitely has elements of his music that saw that far ahead. So it's just an incredible timelessness that his music has. I would even venture to say that if you take pop songs, you could listen to them and listen to some Bach and you could see elements in both. So I think he just has this eternal quality to his music. He also has some very traditional elements in his music, and in fact when he was composing he was considered rather old-fashioned in his writing. By 1750 when he died, a lot of composers were already writing kind of in the next style, the next period, and he was like still writing in the Baroque period. So he was considered kind of a traditionalist, kind of old-fashioned. But then there are also elements of his music that are incredibly experimental, things that like nobody had done before and nobody has really done since. So he has this traditional and experimental in his music as well. And I think all of these dichotomies, structure yet expressiveness, all of the different time periods, traditional, experimental, it's all there in his music. As you learned, Bach was a prolific composer. He wrote over 1,000 pieces that we know of, and we've really only hit the tip of the iceberg in studying his music. So I encourage you to check out other pieces by Bach. If you'd like recommendations, I'd be happy to give you recommendations. There's a lot of other really great music out there that he wrote. If you couldn't tell, I am very enthusiastic about Johann Sebastian Bach, and in fact, if I had to choose my favorite composer, my desert island composer, it would probably be Bach. I just think his music is so incredible. And if on any assignment you are asked what your professor's favorite composer is, or who your professor's favorite composer is, now you know the answer.